Jesus to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yoashai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemma well, likewise elders. Shalom to the elect, Lord willing, this video is edifying. I wanted to get into Antiochus. This is 1-5. To be honest, I don't know what the 5 means, right? Let's see. Wow. Is it Roman numerals? That's it. Antiochus 4, right? Okay, Antiochus 4. It says Antiochus 4. Epiphanes was a Greek Hellenistic king who ruled the Seleucid Empire from 175 BC until his death in 164 BC. He was a son of King Antiochus III the Great. Originally named Mithridates, he assumed the name Antiochus after he ascended the throne. It says, what did Antiochus III do to the Jews? Antiochus III resettled 2,000 Jewish families from Babylonia into the Hellenistic Anatolian regions of Lydia and Phrygia. Josephus portrays him as friendly toward the Jews of Jerusalem and cognizant, which is aware of their loyalty to him. You know, what happened to Antiochus in the Bible? According to the later, when Antiochus heard that his army had been defeated in Judea, he boarded a ship and fled to the coastal cities. Wherever he came to, the people rebelled against him, called them fugitives, so he drowned himself in the sea. And through the spirit, I bring this up to say this is the spirit that Esau's going to be in, man. People are going to understand that he's a fugitive in the earth, and wherever he goes, people are going to see him for what he truly is. I mean, Antiochus is one of those great definitions of what Edomite is. It says, what did he do to the temple? It says Antiochus 4 Epiphanes, and this is talking about him and his father, right? But this is talking about him. But in some is referring to his father, which is Antiochus III the Great. It says the king of Syria captured Jerusalem in 167 BC and desecrated the temple by offering a sacrifice of a pig on an altar to Zeus, the abomination of desolation. So this is what Esau does, man. He goes off and he gets Jake to go off. It says, what was Antiochus known for as a ruler? He was best known for his encouragement of Greek culture and institutions. His attempts to suppress Judaism brought on the wars of the Maccabees. So this is the Edomite, man. These are the Edomites that we're dealing with. I'm going to just read a bit of this. It says in 175 BCE, amid his social political unrest, a new ruler, Antiochus IV, ascended to the throne of Greco-Syria. As did many rulers, he appended the title of Epiphanes, God manifest to his name. But many people refer to him instead as Antiochus Epimanes, the madman, because Esau is a madman. Immediately upon assuming power, he decided to pursue the conquest of Egypt with no other Seleucid king had been able to accomplish. The Romans were advancing eastward and expanding their empire. If Antiochus could conquer and annex Egypt, his kingdom's size and power would be greatly increased and the Romans might be resisted. But before doing so, he would have to stabilize his own country and consolidate political support by uniting the disparate culture, social and religious elements, which is quote-unquote Jews. Under Alexander the Great, Hellenization had been a movement that still allowed room for cultural variation. Under Antiochus, the Hellenization was intended to take a big step further and become the agent of cultural totalitarianism. And this is what this Edomite wants to do in this day and age. This is the spirit that is coming again. He wants to make everything, under his will, right? He wants to take away the Bible. It's all rainbow color flags. You can be whatever gender you are. I was looking at something today where he asked me what my pronouns were. So these things, he's making this his religion. He's putting his spirit in the earth. It's the same thing over and over again. And ultimately, the end of him was he was a fugitive in the earth. And through the spirit, that's the same thing that's going to happen to these Edomites. They're going to be fugitives in the earth. They're going to try and hide under the rocks. They're trying going to get away from judgment, but they're not going to get away from it, man. And you're going to be found out for what you really are, which is the baseman and the madman, because that's what these Edomites are. They're madmen, right? They don't like order. They like chaos. It says Antiochus isn't mentioned by name in Daniel or Revelation, yet it is the scriptures that refer to him that are used to argue for an antichrist in popular, I'm going to assume it says culture. It says, what is the story of Antiochus in the Bible? Antiochus IV ruled Syria from 175 to 167 BCE. He carried the substitute name Epiphanes, a Greek word meaning God manifest, a conqueror of overweening pride, as he described in the book of Daniel. In the Bible, he set out to seize Judea or Judah, which until then had been a province of Egypt. So, Jake was basically chilling, being peaceful, and this guy is coming over saying, get rid of your religion. You're now under us. You're now under these. You're now under Zeus and all these other crazy things. And it's funny because the guy at camp today was talking about Zeus and all these heretic quote unquote gods. Isaiah 52:10. It goes into it speaks a bit about Antiochus, but it says, looking at this in context, we see that it is speaking first of the exodus of the Jews from their captivity in Babylon, but it's also a prophecy speaking of a future exodus from a future captivity. And Israel keeps going through the same thing over and over again. From that, the Babylon that is now forming in this present age, this is very timely for us. While the Jews were in their 70 years of captivity in ancient Babylon, they did not have the freedom or opportunity to maintain either ritual or spiritual cleanliness. It's the same thing with now. We can't always keep the Sabbath to our best of our abilities. We might have to work. We can't control what's in some of the foods that we eat or some of the clothes that we wear because they're mixed fabrics. We really can't discipline our families. You have to live according to the heathen for the most part, as they would have had in their homeland about 300 years later. The celebration of Hanukkah, that's going off, meaning dedication, arose from the Jews' attempts to cleanse the worship of Yahweh following Antiochus Epiphanes and the Greek army's defilement of the temple during warfare. So this guy was sacrificing a pig on the altar, which is, and it's funny because he done that, and then the Lord made him a vagabond, and an immigrant in the earth. He was fleeing from people, and he ultimately hanged himself. These verses are an urgent command reminding them of their responsibility to cast off personal defilement of any paganisms, or as we will say today, any worldliness picked up during their captivity. This had to be done to restore the true worship of the true God when they returned to Jerusalem. So it's the same thing that we're going through now. The Lord, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, the Lord doesn't change. He does the same thing over and over to Jake, not because the Lord's wicked, but because we're wicked. So it's like you have to beat your child. You don't want to beat him, but you might have to beat him over and over again because he don't want to listen. So he's gonna send Antiochus again on us, free these world bankers and these people want to put these you know what they want to put in Jake and the rest of the world. This is Isaiah 52:9. Break forth into joy, sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem, for the Lord hath comforted his people, he hath redeemed Jerusalem. So now we're breaking forth, into song. Where Jake is getting together with Jake. The northern and the southern kingdom are getting together, and it's a beautiful thing. And I witnessed it today. I want to do I actually want to do another video on it. I saw the Northern Kingdom and I saw the Southern Kingdom supping together, and it was beautiful because you could see through the spirit that there was love there. These brothers didn't know each other at all, but just through the word of Adawan, it acted as a glue, drawing brothers together, and he's putting brothers in their right mind. This is Hosea 12:2. The Lord have also a controversy with Judah and will punish Jacob according to his ways, according to his doings. He will recompense him. Let's see if there's any more meat in that. He took his brother by the nail in the womb, and by his strength he had power with Adawan. So, eventually we're gonna overthrow this madman because we are stronger than him. The younger is stronger than the older. This is Hosea 12:2. The Lord have also controversy with Judah and will punish Jacob according to his ways, according to his doings. He will recompense him. That's pretty much the same. That's just, I thought it was a different version, but it is what it is, man. They say it's so nice you have to come out twice. This is Jeremiah 46:28. Do not be afraid, Jacob, my servant, for I am with you, declares the Lord. Though I completely destroy all the nations among which I scatter you, I will not completely destroy you. I will discipline you, but only in due measure. I will not let you go entirely unpunished. So this is beautiful, man, because we're going through all of this stuff, right? But really, is to build us up. Just the same way you might discipline your child is to make your child better. You're not trying to destroy your child. You're not trying to kill your child. The Lord showing us through the Spirit who these Edomites are, us going through what we're going through. We're learning and we're understanding how to walk and how to deal accordingly to this demon, man. If you looked at Yahushua when he got called up, they was making all kinds of accusations against him, and they marveled because he didn't say a word. And we're supposed to be in the same humble spirit. We're supposed to just take it with good cheer, and that's something I need to work on because I'll be honest, I hate these Edomites, man. But that's something we need to work on, and ultimately, we're gonna go through the same thing over and over and over again until we get it. So you're better off just practicing the humility, man. Because if you don't, the Lord's gonna keep putting you through the same thing over and over again till you get it. And the Lord even said, "I will discipline you, but only in due measure." He don't want to discipline you more than he needs to. So when he disciplines you, you have to really sit there and think, what do I need to learn from this situation? Put it into your mind, learn from it, and then move on to the next lesson. Because these are all meant to better you. We're not meant to go entirely unpunished, and it really is to get us to behave properly. Because we go off, man. No one's perfect. But yeah, man, this is the spirit that Esau's in, man. That same spirit as Antiochus. He wants to come and he wants to put his culture, his idea of what he calls religion, his one worldism. He wants to put on everybody. But ultimately, the Lord is gonna make him a vagabond in the earth, and he's gonna flee. And a lot of these Edomites are gonna kill themselves because they're gonna know through the spirit that that their time is up. And even they said it. They didn't want to free Jake because they were scared of what Jake is gonna do to them. And that they've been running away ever since, man. He's what's it called? A fugitive, right? He's a fugitive in the earth, and it said Cain was a fugitive in the earth. So for for thousands of years, this man's been running away for judgment. But Lord willing, through the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, this guy is finally gonna get his sentence day. This man has been on bail for like 6,000 years, man. 12,000 years this man's been on bail for, man. And when the judge comes back, you're gonna have to pay up. You're gonna have to go jail for 1,000 years, and then afterwards, you're gonna get your ass beat, and no one's gonna ever hear from you again. It's gonna be the end of you. Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Jerusalem who were well, and likewise elders. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Kwame Shalala.